All right, so how to market your business on social media. So this works well for a lot of different types of businesses, and it works especially well if you get clients. So businesses that work with singular clients where they typically make thousands of dollars from each client. So let's get started with this. It can work for other types of businesses, but it works best for that type of business. So number one, and this is pretty obvious, but you want to create content. But what type of content should you create and what social media platform should you focus on? Well, first of all, the social media platform you should focus on that's the most effective by far is the one you're watching right now, most likely, YouTube. Unless you're watching this on a different platform because I reposted it, which is one thing that's great about YouTube content is you can repost it to other platforms a lot of the time. But yeah, you want to create content, you want to create it on YouTube, and then you can actually syndicate the content to other platforms like Twitter, X, or LinkedIn, for instance, right? But you want to create content on YouTube. It's the most effective. It's the one where you can make the most money. Ask any marketer that knows anything about content creation. They're going to tell you YouTube is the best platform. Instagram is probably the second best, but YouTube's the best platform. And then in terms of the types of content you're going to want to make, what I found works really well is, first of all, you want to make educational content. And you want to be solving real problems for real people with real money. So it's the 3 R's. 3 R's. Solve real problems for real people with real money. Obviously, if you're selling high ticket, you're getting clients, chances are most of them do actually have money. Create content, solve real problems for real people with real money, make educational videos. Do not create entertainment videos because people don't buy from entertainment videos, usually. Like very, very rarely do they buy something from an entertainment channel. However, if you educate them, aka if you solve their problems, you're going to be giving them value. They're going to see you as an authority, and they're going to know, like, and trust you, and they're going to be much more likely to buy your stuff, right? They're going to be much more likely to become your client. So that's the type of content that you want to make. Some specific examples would be listicles. So this is, let's just say you're trying to, you're trying to get real estate agents. You run social media marketing ads for real estate agents. You could be, top 5 platforms to get seller leads. Top 5 platforms to get real estate clients or something like that. Top 5 platforms to find people selling their house, something like that. So that's a listicle. You can also do how-tos. How-tos work incredibly well. That would be how to run real estate ads on Facebook, for instance. That would be an example of that. And then case studies. Case studies work really well too. So those are 3 really good ones. Case studies would be something like how I helped this real estate agent sell an extra 5 houses in January or something like that, right? So that would be a case study where you go over exactly how you help the person. So yeah, create content. That is number 1, as obvious as that sounds, but that is number 1. And by the way, I do help people create content. I've helped 17 people get to 7 figures a year. I've helped 4 people, almost a 5th and a 6th, get to 8 figures per year. That's very, very close to being a 5th and a 6th. And I've helped a ton of other people make full-time incomes on YouTube. And also syndicating the content onto other platforms. So definitely check that out. It'll be down in the description in the pinned comment below. There's some free stuff there, and you can also sign up for a call. So 2. This is a concept known as top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Let me actually move this over so you can more easily see it. So tofu, mofu, and bofu. That's what I call it, okay? Top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of the funnel. So you've got a funnel here, just like that. And you've got the top of the funnel, you got the middle of the funnel, and you got the bottom of the funnel. So basically how this works is there's certain types of content you can make that attract a lot of people, but the people it attracts usually are not ready to buy, and they're also usually not necessarily percentage-wise going to be your ideal client. So this is top of funnel content, or tofu. So basically, this is the type of content that might even potentially get millions of views, but only a tiny percentage of those people are going to actually be qualified to be your client. So that's top of funnel. So listicles, a lot of the time, are top of funnel. Broad how-tos are top of funnel. You know, so like I'll just give you a couple examples of this. Alex Hormozi, for instance, I'm sure a lot of people know who he is. He started making content on, you know, whether or not you should go to college or how to get cheap protein for bulking, even though his audience is, you know, very clearly business owners that want to go from making around $1 million a year to like 10 million a year. That's like his main audience. Those are the people he's trying to attract because that is the type of business that he invests in with his company acquisition.com. So that was a little too broad probably for him, but that's an example of broad content. Like you're appealing to a ton of people who are interested in eating more protein, and a very tiny percentage of those people, it might be actually like, you know, business owners making $1 million a year trying to get to 10 million a year. So that's top of funnel. Then you've got middle of funnel. That's MOFU. So these would be like specific how-tos. So, you know, how to, you know, again, going back to the Alex Hormozi thing, how to get clients, how to build a really good sales process, something like that, right? Very specific how-tos. That would be kind of middle of the funnel, would be an example of middle of the funnel. And then you've got bottom of the funnel. And this would be case studies, testimonials, etc. So that's really hard to draw in there, but yeah, that's testimonials and case studies. So middle of the funnel, it might get like a couple 100,000 views at most, but they're typically, you know, specific how-tos, and there's a decent amount of people that are actually interested in potentially becoming your client there. Bottom of the funnel, you're pretty much trying to attract only people that are interested in becoming your client. So this would be something like how I made this client an extra $50,000 in 3 months, or something like that. Like a case study, a testimonial where you interview the person, etc. This typically is not going to get very many views, like maybe a few thousand or 10,000 at most. But the views that it does get, it converts like crazy. It's like absolutely amazing to do this. And so a lot of the time you want to employ a strategy where you actually do a little bit of all three, but you're typically going to choose one to focus on. Now, I have a friend who runs a business, and he's been running a business for a very long time, and he pretty much only does testimonials and case studies. And it took him 8 years to get to, I think, 15,000 subscribers. And he basically was only doing testimonials, just testimonials, basically. Like he was interviewing people that he helped get jobs. And it took him 8 years to get to 15,000 subscribers. But with that being said, he might have only been getting, you know, a few hundred or a few thousand views per video, but he was making really good money. You know, he's making like, you know, pretty close to 7 figures a year doing that. But a lot of the time, what you can do is your main sort of thing that you do on your channel, the 80% of the time, you want to pick one of these and do it 80% of the time. It's usually going to be middle of the funnel or top of the funnel. On my main channel, I do top of the funnel 80% of the time because I do listicles. I've seen a lot of channels that do how-tos, like specific how-tos, and they do that most of the time. That can work as well. But usually I'll do about listicles 80% of the time or so, and then I'll do these other ones once in a while as well. And so all the people that are watching my listicles, I get a massive audience of people, then a good amount of them will want to watch this and want to watch this as well. So you can kind of convert them over. But you want to understand this concept of top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of the funnel. It's just really important to understand. So next, you want to get people to this is number 3. You want to get people to know, like, and trust you. You want to get people to know, like, and trust you. And the way you do that is by alleviating their pain. Okay? You might be thinking, wow, well, that's pretty deep, alleviating pain. How do you do that? Well, you solve problems. And when you solve problems, you give value. That's pretty much how the world works, guys. Without light, there's darkness. Darkness is just the absence of light. Cold is just the absence of heat. And giving value is the absence of pain. When you alleviate pain, you give value. It's the same thing. The whole world works on the like binary. It's like a binary spectrum. Okay, so you give value by alleviating pain. So when pain goes up, if you can alleviate that pain, aka solve their problems, then you're giving value. It pretty much is that simple, right? And when you do all these things, which you use educational content to do this makes people see you as an authority. This is somebody who is basically known for being good at solving problems for that specific niche of people, right? That's an authority. So I'm an authority when it comes to growing and making money on YouTube and growing and making money with content in general and getting clients. And it's really important that you're seen as an authority. And you, of course, want to pick a specific niche to be seen as an authority in, because as we all know, specialists make a lot more than generalists. Specialist doctors make like 10 times more than generalist doctors, as I've gone over on the channel many times. But yeah, get people to know, like, and trust you. And the way you do that is by creating educational content. And you typically want to try to solve real problems for real people with real money, which is the 3 R's. Real problems for real people with real money. And that is how you get people to know, like, and trust you. Now, number 4. This is very important. Giveaways. Not giving away an iPhone or anything like that. Not that kind of giveaway. You want to give away free stuff. And specifically, this is known as a lead magnet. And you want to give this in exchange for the ability to contact the person. And usually this is going to be an email address, but it could also be a group, the access to a group, something like that. Basically, it gives you the ability to contact the person. And that is extremely important. You want to have the ability to contact people. And you want to give away awesome stuff that solves their problems that you can't do on YouTube. Do something that you can't do on YouTube. And give that away in exchange usually for their email address. Possibly a group as well. You could do a group too. But email address is kind of the classic way to do it. And guys, the money is still in the list. I learned this the hard way. When I first got into this game, I was like, oh, people don't check their emails anymore. No one buys from their emails. No, people still definitely buy from their emails, guys. The money is definitely still in the list. So give away free stuff in exchange for their email. Get their email, maybe get them in a group, maybe do both, but definitely get their email. And then you want to do the next part, which is give more value in the email, but also sell. Okay? Sell them in the email. And also do a little bit of direct selling as well. So when you get someone's email address, like when you're making YouTube content, for instance, you get someone's email address and then you sell them in the email. That's kind of known as indirect marketing, because you're getting their email address first and then you're selling them. Direct marketing would be sending them directly to a VSL or a sales call, the ability for them to book a call with you. And to be honest, different people respond differently to indirect versus direct. Now, generally speaking, I think indirect is a little bit better, but you'd be surprised how good direct works because a lot of people are kind of tired of the indirect stuff. And so once in a while, you should do direct. So direct would be, just give you an example, me telling you to actually just go ahead and book a call with me so that we can go over your YouTube channel and your content creation situation and see if we can get you more clients, right? So that would be direct, whereas indirect would be me telling you to download the free guide, which I have down in the description in the pinned comment below. So that would be indirect. And then later on the email list, I would be, giving you value and then offering you something, right? Offering you to get on a call, okay? So give more value in the emails, but also sell in the emails. Because, if you're not selling in the emails, where are you going to sell? You got to sell in the emails. Got to get them, at least get people to get on a call with you. And then direct sell as well on YouTube, but don't do it as often. It's a little bit better to be indirect, generally speaking. But being direct is a little refreshing. And on this channel, I was actually extremely direct when I first started it, and I was able to get to 30K per month within the first month. But I do think that down the line, if you look at the grand scheme of things, indirect works better because you get to capture the person's email, and then you're going to have them on your list for a very long time. And chances are they are going to be ready to take action at some point during that time. So that's how it's done. That's how to market your small business on social media. It's very simple. You still use tactics that have been used for 20 years, but this is actually what works. So I've paid, I've been in a bunch of different masterminds. Right now I'm in a $40,000, a $50,000 mastermind, and this is pretty much what they're doing. They also do webinars. They like webinars, and then they really like figuring out how to get the most out of each webinar, like calling people, for instance, that sign up to the webinar. But yeah, the email list is the one thing that almost everybody does, guys. Email list is super important. So check this video out right here. YouTube thinks you're going to like it, and I'll see you next time.